coming out. You have members of his own party coming out. Talking to Carl Bernstein a bit ago, he was saying he's talking to Republicans. They feel like this is you can't turn back from this sort of moment. I mean, how does he move forward and unite this country?
I do think we saw a pretty significant break of his fellow partisans, Republicans on Capitol Hill this weekend. I think you will see, we're already starting to see, some praise for his remarks today from those folks to try to help turn the page on this moment a bit politically for him. But you don't see some groundswell right now of statement after statement coming out praising what he did this morning. You'll see some kind words from him, but I don't see those critics from Saturday now just completely dropping their criticism. It was a bit of an earthquake of a moment in terms of understanding, as Gloria was saying, his instincts. But, Brooke, I do think there's an important political point here for the president, which is he's already at a huge deficit with the American people on these issues, on the stature of the presidency, on his ability to unite and not divide. Our poll last week showed 2-1 Americans are against him on these areas. So this is already a leadership deficit for him, and he dug his hole a little deeper this weekend.
So then Cornell, on the digging deeper, and we mentioned Ken Frazier, but it is interesting to see the number of CEOs coming out against the President of the United States, against racism and his response today.
Absolutely. The reality is, the moral reality is, this is not about Democrat or Republican, about blue collar or white collar. This is profoundly about American values. And where you have neo-Nazis, Klansmen, and white supremacists descending upon the University of Virginia, an extraordinary institution, and literally desecrating that campus and that community with this violent extremism, and where you have the president who's slow on the trigger. He responds in a nanosecond with respect to Ken Frazier acting as a matter of conviction and conscience to his moral failure. But he takes an eternity, a political eternity, to respond to a young woman being killed on the campus of being killed in Charlottesville, Virginia. This is a profound failure of public and personal morality, and it demeans the stature of the presidency, where we have a president engaged in this kind of conduct. And so this is a serious moment. It's a serious moment, and it goes beyond anything his advisors can tell him. This is not a public relations problem. This is not a matter of polls. This is a matter of conviction. And the fact of the matter is, people want to look into the eyes of the president and see character, and see a soul, and see somebody who cares about them and cares about all of them, Democrat, Republican, Latino, Asian, African-American, Jew, Gentile, whoever you are and wherever you come from. You want a president who literally cares about people. And what we saw over the last couple of days is a heartlessness that is frankly very disturbing.
It's also a matter of safety and security, right? I mean, the Nazis and the white supremacists, after this incident, they essentially said to Americans, we're coming back. You can expect more of this. So we'll see what the White House's, what Donald Trump's response to this. I think those folks, if you listen to what they say, they see in Donald Trump an ally in the White House, right? So I think, many people think it's incumbent upon this president not only to denounce them, but say to those folks that you don't represent me, Donald Trump, because they certainly feel like when they wear those "Make America Great Again" hats. David Duke has said that white supremacists put Donald Trump in the White House because they feel like his vision of America comports with their vision of America. So we'll see. I mean, this isn't just a moment. This is likely, unfortunately, going to happen again, and we'll see what we hear out of this White House.
He could have said, when I was just thinking about what Nia is saying, David Duke tweeted over the weekend, remember, we voted for you and all that. The president, who personalizes everything, could have personalized this and said, if you are supporting me, I don't want your support, period. I disavow you, period. And because David Duke said that, so why not respond to that and say, I don't want you to support me. Go away.
Well, he still has time. He still has time to come down on them. And Nia's right. These folks are saying we're coming back. Here's hoping that they won't. And what happened in Charlottesville was tragic, but just a soul incident. We'll see. We'll be watching. Everyone, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. As we're watching also just the investigation unfold in Charlottesville, the suspect there in that car attack, he was in court today for the first time. We'll tell you what happened and also what investigators have found inside of his apartment. And after the Charlottesville Police Department was really criticized for its slow response over the weekend, the governor of Virginia is raising eyebrows for saying it was difficult for them because the militias were better armed than police. Let's talk about all of that and more. You're watching CNN. I'm Brooke Baldwin.
A penny has never been more valuable. It's our back to school 1 cent event at Office Depot Office Max. Notebooks, 1 cent.